So today's journey, I put it on recording so that everything is okay. Yeah, it is okay. So we are covering 4 steps. Step 25, which says, treat hunger, that is a disease. And again 26 and 27 also covers about food. Step 26 says, let me have a literal translation, and it is a positive one. You beg food as a medicine. So I will tell you what is that means. And that step 27, take food to live. Do not live to eat. That is the principle. Means what? Drop craving for the food. How it causes problems in our day-to-day life. So we should go to the word tapa. Tapa means austerity. Austerity means I take a conscious decision in my life on very small things, including the food. So last week we covered the tongue is a sense organ and also a motor organ. You see that? Tongue, it works as a sense organ for the taste. How long the taste lasts? I like pizza from that. My honey was saying Barrow's pizza is beautiful. I like it. I said, I will bring every day. No problem. Not every day. I'm not saying every day. So I said, what you are saying? Indirect way to hold on that craving. Now there is a beautiful verse in the Gita. Krishna covers everything. That is why we say there are 18 chapters, and every chapter of Gita is one school of yoga. And it takes 1 to 2 years to understand. Brahma arpanam brahma havi brahmana brahma agnau hutam tena brahma karma samadhina brahma eva gantavyam. For Americans it looks crazy what he is speaking. But these are the verses and the principles written. First thing to understand, let me go back to my master when I used to live in the Gangotri. Lara has seen the Gangotri, almost 12,000 feet. So in earlier days, almost 20-25 years ago, when I used to live with my master, so 25 or maybe 30 years ago. So he used to introduce the traditional principles, and then he used to explain in a modern terminology, but practically. So we woke up in the morning, we had our breakfast. Today no lecture, no talk. He said, go to the 3 houses nearby the monastery. So he told us, then you have to say with hands extended like this, Bhiksham Dehi 3 times. Bhiksham Dehi, the literal translation is, please give me food. Bhiksham Dehi, please give me the food. So that tradition was gone, it disappeared. So what was that tradition? That those people who are seekers on this path they need not to adopt any profession. They need not to do any business. Now we have to do all those kinds of business. You see that. We have to put ourselves on social media. One of my students is doing a lot of posts on the Facebook. We have to do it. In those days, those seekers should not adopt any profession. They should go to 3 houses. And there is a specific kettle or a bowl. So you put that bowl over your hands and you say Bhiksham Dehi 3 times, 3 houses. So whatever is given by the householders or the homemakers, you have to accept it, you bring it to the monastery, and then we used to distribute among those seekers in the monastery. Finished. From that tradition came that the yoga experts should not charge any fees. You see that even in America, even in our country, we say, no, we are, committed to your service, but whatever the donation that you want to offer, you can. I'm still asking it. So why shouldn't I ask directly? Anyhow, I'm not going there. So food. So step 26 says, take medicine of bhiksha. And I really enjoyed. I did it at least for 10-15 days only. And then Master said, it is done. Now you have started enjoying. First thing, that I should get rid of that ego. Second contains, when you beg food from the 3 houses, because you are a seeker, you bless the householder. You are committed to take care of those householders, because they are helping you to survive on food. So that concept was there. That is why in those days seekers and the monks and the yoga masters never used to charge money for teaching. If you don't know, if Stephen doesn't know and I go to the Stephen house with my hands, you see, what a crazy guy. Get out. Let me call 911. You see that the entire system has changed. So I have to adopt myself accordingly. Leave that part. Now the most important part comes. Receiver and giver. Receiver of food is the seeker. The giver of the food is the householder. So seeker's responsibility is to take care of the problems. Nowadays, the problems of anxiety, stress, relationship issues. So seeker used to take care of that. And giver of the food used to take care of the seeker. But go further. Why we had this tradition? So that lies in the mantra that I spoke. Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havi, Brahmana Brahma Agnau Hutam, Tena Brahma Karma Samadhina. Means that it is the self which is giving the food. It is the existence is giving the food. Existence is offering the food. So, while taking food, you offer the food to the existence sitting deep inside your heart, which is your real nature. And bypass all the preferences, all the ego sense that you see, I have gone to this restaurant, pizza is very good, like the honey was saying, pizza is very good. No. So you separate completely intake of the food, ingestion and digestion of the food, you offer it to the existence. Why? Because it comes from the existence. We can cook and bread, we can prepare, but from where the bread is coming, it is coming from the existence. And the existence is pointing out what it is pointing out. The seed becomes the tree, and the tree becomes the seed. Are you aware of this cycle? In modern chemistry, perhaps you might have studied. Did you study nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, phosphorus cycle? So we should not give undue significance to the food. Why? Because we have to take control of the tongue, which is a sense organ. Why? Because it may cause lot of problems. That is our next sutra. Next sutra says, take food. Now I translate it as live to eat or eat to live. Think of it. Eat to live or live to eat. So what is the principle hidden in this? The principle hidden that I must get rid of the craving for the food. Craving for the food. Because that craving will enter into the body and it will cause disturbances during the meditation. Are you getting it? So two principles. One is that the entire existence is moving naturally, creating that cycle. Be a part of that cycle. Don't become a possessor and owner of that. Are you getting it? Don't become a possessor and owner of that. Now see, I am answering indirectly. A person asked me, it is a corona time. After all, I must earn money. For why I am and how I am earning money, you see, it goes to that food. Food means survival. As long as we have an average intellect, we have a human intellect, we will have no problem for the food. The basic necessities are fulfilled. I have said human intellect. If you have an animal intellect, then you suffer. Why? Because of the craving. I give you one example. I was reading, I think, 3 and 4 months before, a very interesting article, Washington Post or CNN. They have surveyed during the last 50 years in America those who won lotteries. Millions of dollars. And they found out 90% of those people who won the lotteries became beggars. They lost everything. And I'm just summarizing. I'm not going into detail. They are on the road. Think of this. So it is the craving. Food for the craving, wealth for the craving. So these three principles. So the first principle that we covered last week, treat hunger as a disease. So when you are hungry, what happens? The mind says, I must have what I liked last week. Last thing that I will add here, whether you do it or not, it's your choice. So in those days, we learnt a very small tip. So my master used to say, make a list what you like in food. 50 items or 10 items or 5 items. Now make a list what you don't like. How to get rid of the craving. Now you are hungry. Add 2 items what you like, add 1 item what you don't like. Eat it consciously. You will get out of the craving after 3 and 4 weeks. Are you getting it? No, I don't like this. So I have my friends in here also. No, I don't like it. What do you like? I will cook. I'm inviting you. Whatever you want to cook, you cook it. Three principles. First, treat hunger as a disease by the food. While taking food, becoming aware of the food, any item, I have to maintain awareness. It's a conscious that food is coming from the existence and going to the existence. I should not go in detail, but you are fully aware. Whatever the food that we eat and whatever comes out goes to the same agricultural field directly and indirectly. It is one cycle that is happening. Now you stop the cycle at one point, you will not get the food. Cycle is there. You see that? Cycle is there. So Master is asking, can I become aware of this cycle? To get rid of the ego. And the third is, we should start thinking consciously, live to eat or eat to live. How many times you have taken your food that you like? 1,000 times? Just say. Maybe more than that. So you have 1,000 units of pleasure? Now? Do you have 1,000 units of pleasure now? Think of it. Maybe you have eaten food of your liking 1,000 times. Clear? Why? Because you liked it, because you derived pleasure. So do you still have 1,000 units of pleasure? See that. The masters of the Eastern wisdom changes your perception. It doesn't say that you eat this and don't eat this. So because I cannot preserve or I cannot contain or I cannot store, if I say, or I cannot put into the saving account those 1,000 units of pleasure that I got from in eating a food of my liking. Clear? So what are we doing now? What is my next step? What should be my next? No, you are crazy. I have all the resources. That's why I take it. I can tell you. Understand this part. Those who have resources are more sick than who don't have. Nowadays, people die more because of overeating. That includes liking the food that we want to eat than hunger. Are you getting it? Think of this. But now come to our practice of meditation, because it helps you to keep the body fit and you are ready for a higher journey of meditation. So these 4 steps, I will take the 4th step next week, and then 4 steps comes about titiksha. So we will understand what is that titiksha, So let us start our journey of meditation. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Body steady. Now the body will become instantly steady, because if you have followed the previous 24 steps. We will go deeply after completing it, if you all wish. So, looking at the steadiness in the body, and look deep inside the heart in the space, so casual and natural, my friends. And then, in that space, become aware of 1% of calmness, the spark of calmness. The mind says, yes, internally I see that calmness. Become aware. Or if I say so, maintain awareness of the calmness, my friends. And then we settle down as we have been doing it. I'll change the practice gradually. Being comfortable. Move the mind on the neck joint. Be there. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable and steadiness. Shoulder joints. You are there. Who is there? Mind. You know, sometime in the session happens, I say move the mind on the shoulder joints, and people think as if I am saying move the body to the mind. No. You see? I lack awareness. No. You're not sleeping in meditation. So the mind moves to the shoulder joints. You feel the sensation. You're comfortable and steadiness. Move the mind on the hip joint, feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. The entire body, mind is on the entire body. Conscious mind is there. And you experience sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. We have not to get carried away by any of such experiences. You may have a lot of experiences. You may have vision of gods and goddesses, colors, beautiful. But we have to bypass them all. Being carefree. Carefree? Free from the cares. Who cares us? The mind. How it cares? With the impurities. No, I don't feel comfortable, so let me move. So I move 100 times during the practice of meditation. What it means? It is the mind causing the trouble due to the past impression. So the mind has the thoughts and the feeling that prompts me to action. So I say these thoughts are different, separate from me. Do you remember the example? You pick up any example, and that will take you to that state of being carefree. The birds are flying. Where? In the sky. Does anything happens to the sky? Nothing. So you are the sky. Or the water on the surface has ripples, disturbances deep inside. No disturbances, the water is calm. Mind is the same. That is being carefree and being casual. In a perfect casual, as if you are doing nothing. You are simply listening and following. As if I am driving you to meditation. That's a very subtle aspect we will understand later. That you are sitting on a passenger seat and I am driving you to meditation. And you are talking to me casually. That is the journey. So now we will go to the stage 2, purifying the mind. Look deep inside the belly button, in the space, or you may see in the heart also, you may see in the head also. And start breathing quick, short, gentle, playful breath from both the nostrils into the belly, but maintain your awareness of the spark of the calmness that is present in the space inside. Continue. Quick, short, playful breath. If you maintain your awareness and continue the breathing, you will not feel as if you are exerting. We are not making any effort. It's a playful breath from the belly. You inhale, the belly expands. You exhale, the belly contracts. Continue. Continue, my friends, continue. You are continue. Breathing, quick, short breath. Stage 2 is dedicated to purification of the mind, raising your awareness and gaining focus. Why? So that we can help the mind go deeper within. We can help the mind to go deeper within. And stop there. Start breathing deep, silent and slow, my friends. So now body is steady, the mind is aware of that spark of the calmness within, and you are inhaling and exhaling deep, silent and slow. Inhalation and exhalation is deep silence. So what does that mean, deep? First you inhale into the belly, continue into the rib cage up to the throat, and exhaling first from the belly, continue from the rib cage and the throat. Lips remain together. You are breathing from the belly and the rib cage together. You are breathing from both the nostrils. Now in that state, during exhalation, you start making the humming sound with awareness deep inside the forehead. I discussed about it. You have to do humming in such a manner so that it gives you the vibration, sensation deep inside the forehead. You are not in a hurry during inhalation. Why? It is deep, silent, and slow. But what will happen if I do the deep, silent, slow? You are able to maintain an intense awareness of the mind. And sometimes the mind fires you. You start breathing irregularly, haphazardly, means coming from the past impression. So you are going deeper. Continue the journey. And even as a teacher, you can understand. I want to finish as early as possible. Nothing like this. We already see the spark of calmness deep inside, and we follow that. Continue humming, please, with a deep, silent, slow inhalation, and also long, deep, louder humming with exhalation. We want to say goodbye. It's a conscious decision. That also comes under tapa. These steps comes under tapa, austerity. You need not to go to the Himalayas, live in solitude, and do the penance. Penance is a conscious process, bypassing the crazy mind. And now leave the humming but continue the deep, silent, slow breathing, inhalation and exhalation. So in this step, we want to pinpoint that calmness in the space. So during inhalation, the mind is moving inside the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone, and you are seeing the space and dropping Om Shanti 5 times. Same thing with the during exhalation, the mind is moving from the tailbone to the crown of the head in the space. So why I'm referring the space? So that the mind becomes aware of that spark of the calmness. Om Shanti is coming from outside. You see, if coming from the mind, even if it is a mantra, understand that. So your awareness and attention is more on the space. So what is going to happen? Do you remember being carefree? The sky, nothing happens to the sky. The birds are flying. I watch them. They are moving from one direction to the other. They disappear. Still the sky remains. What means? Still the calmness remains. Even you have understood intellectually, my friends, we awaken to this calmness. Means what? It is always there. Sky is always there. Even if it is clouded, we know. Even the mind is clouded, we know the calmness is there. That is why this step is given to you. We are going slowly, deeper and deeper and deeper. And now leave this, but continue deep silence, slow breathing. Nyasa, the stage 3. It becomes so very playful. The mind, you are inhaling, the mind is moving inside the right arm, in the space from the shoulder to the fingers when the breath is coming out. When you are exhaling, the mind is moving from the fingertips to the shoulder, and the mind is now fully aware of the highway. What is that highway? Emptiness, space, and calm, where the calmness is. Now you can understand easily why we are giving. I am giving this step. I'll make every step clear to you. No, it's not a modern professional teaching. I'll keep some secret. It's a royal secret. It's an open secret. Continue. Now move the mind inside the left arm. So understand, the breath is vehicle, your car. Mind is the driver. Why? Where the mind is driving? While driving, it perceives it is only the highway empty. And even if in the midnight you are driving in the midnight on a highway, you may see one or two other vehicles you can easily recognize. Same way in that highway, even if any trouble is created by the mind, you become aware. And when you are aware, that problem dare not touch you. See that? That is the process. You may think it's easy. And that is why you have a beautiful experiences, some of you. You feel that as if you bypass the mind. Now you move the mind inside the right leg. Nyasa. You know, the mind will totally forget the body as if there is an infinite space. It is not moving in and out, it is simply a horizontal space. I wanted to listen to that experience. It is going to happen. Move the mind inside the left leg. You see, in and out is basically with reference to the body. And when the mind completely forgets the body or bypass the body, then where is in and where is out? So it comes by regular practice with wisdom. The mind moves the body, no worries. Become aware, continue. That is the way. Don't get upset. Who is upset? The mind. You are not. And now move the mind inside the spine. From the crown of the head, Inside, you see the space reaching to the tailbone, and while breathing out, the mind moves from the tailbone to the top of the head. And now leave this breath in the stage 4. We are looking inside the forehead or the heart in the space and superimpose Om Shanti if any thought comes. I would say for some of you, I see through based on your experiences you have shared, this step makes you almost feel like liberated. Any thought comes, superimpose Om Shanti. Any feeling, any experience, good, bad, high, low, Om Shanti. How is like that? It is like that. You come to my house and I don't know you. I open the door. Who are you? And you say Om Shanti. What do you want? Om Shanti. From where you have come. For every question, my question, you drop Om Shanti. So what will happen to my mind? Because that mind which wants to move outside will stop. It will go backward. It is already within. You will experience abundance, infinite space, or as if the calmness is everywhere, as if the peace is there independent of me. Lot of other. We will continue to deepen the practice. No worries. I appreciate you all. Beautiful. Continue. Om Shanti. Nothing comes, remain as you are. How simple it is. And now leave the stabby move to the stage 5. Casually move the mind, walk the mind inside the crown of the head, become aware of the space clearly, and then drop Om. Walk down inside the forehead. First become aware of the space, then drop Om. Walk down casually in your own speed inside the heart. Om. Inside the belly. Om. Then walk up inside the heart to the forehead and the crown. Your mind is fully aware. You're not doing anything, but casually you drop. The Om absorbs into the infinite space. And now look at the breath. The moment the breath goes in, Om. And when you say Om, go to its essence, the meaning. Om is infinite space. Breath comes out, Om. Goes in, Om. Comes out, Om. and do nothing. Remain as you are. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Take your time. Raise both your palms. Place it on your closed eyes, then open the eyes inside and know your experiences. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Lara?
I am good. I watched myself with a lot of awareness, and I had to bring myself back a lot. But there was just lots of mind chatter, but just keep bringing it back and get distracted, bring it back. So it's just interesting how every time is different.
Every time is different and deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Today is much deep. Today is much deeper.
It was deep, and then I would get distracted, and then I'd have to come back.
Yeah, it happens. It will go away.
And it just walked with awareness.
Yes, yes. Beautiful. Yeah. How are you, David and Jerry?
Continues to get deeper and deeper. The word that just comes to mind for me is Teflon, because nothing was sticking at all. I mean, there was thoughts coming and going, but they were just doing that. And the birds in the sky analogy, or Teflon or something, was a great way to describe it. And then when we did the Om, breathing in the Om towards the end there, I think it was just like, wow, infinite space beyond belief. It was I felt my eyes were just like flickering in the back of my head.
Ah, beautiful. That's really a deeper experience. Yeah, we are moving more towards the subjective reality. That is the goal. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good. It was concentrated with very little distraction. Nothing spectacular happening or not spectacular, just a lot of calm. And I'm noticing it within my day, all the opportunities throughout the day to just practice.
So it is affecting our daily life, our attitude, our behavior, and that is more important. It means the mind is releasing those past impressions. That is good. How are you, Jonathan and Jordan? Welcome again.
I had a good meditation. Oh, sorry. I had a good meditation today. It was a good practice. I think that it got much deeper for me, and there were still times of like the mind was trying to distract me or entertain me, but then I was able to sort of put it away and focus on the breath. So it was really good.
It's good, yeah. Very good, very good. How are you, Judge?
Mine was good. It was calm and I didn't feel much distraction, so I felt like I was able to be present.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Her voice is very sweet. Do you agree, Jerry? Yes. She remains calm. So how are you, Daniel?
Fine. So that was quiet meditation for me. There were like a few thoughts which came and passed away. And I think that today I even slept for a moment because I lost feeling of my body for maybe 1 to 2 seconds. But it passed away.
Passed away. Now understand, that's really good practice. So understand that it is the mind that makes my meditation one day successful. And it is the same mind that remains crazy during the practice of meditation. So it does not become successful. So what we are dealing with today's 3 steps, today's 2 steps, the last week 1 step, and followed by another 5 steps, that how to remove obstacles, what happens, what makes the mind crazy, and how to deal with it. Wonderful. So how are you, Sergey?
It was very calm. Every time I feel like less thoughts just come in and distract me. It's it's nothing really spectacular, just like calm, go deeper, and then somewhere in the middle I felt like I'm very deep, and then from that side coming back again.
Good. You see that 1 hour we should educate our mind. You also said nothing spectacular. Nothing spectacular means what? The mind is seeking something outside. I should be able to meet Jesus or Krishna or some other gods and goddesses in the meditation. The answer is no. That will not help you to progress. Now see, the other point is also very important. You can contemplate throughout the week. If the peace is my essential nature, if the sweetness of a sugar is always there wherever the sugar goes, what is spectacular in it? There is nothing. So my master used to talk in a different way. Sometimes we feel we are meditating, we are an extraordinary person with extraordinary experiences. The moment your mind says you are an extraordinary person, you will fail in meditation. Be very clear, you will fail in meditation. Apply being extraordinary in the material world. It will work. So you are just an ordinary. Why you are ordinary? Peace is my essential nature. It goes with me. But that awakens us to our real nature. How are you, Stephen?
I was really good. Really good. Thank you. Very calm and peaceful meditation. Realizing my experience, something for the first time, at least now afterwards, and reflecting on it. When we were dropping the Om from the crown to the forehead, to the heart, to the belly button, I realized for the first time I actually became present in those spots first, and then I dropped the Om. And when I did that, I could actually see a ripple of waves after I dropped the Om in each one of those locations. And it's the first time that I've experienced that.
That's a beautiful. That's a deeper. Definitely that's a deeper. Yeah, that's a deeper. It's okay, Sergey. We have already shared the experiences. He has to join the job. So, how are you, Sangeeta?
बहुत पीसफुल था और ओम शांति और जब ओम करते हैं तो ऐसे लगता है जैसे क्लिंजिंग हो रही है
बहुत बड़े
तो बहुत अच्छा लगा
Yeah,
हमेशा लगता है
she perceives if she drops Om Shanti and Om, the cleansing is taking place. Yes, she is right. That's a beautiful experience. She is a wonderful woman, and her husband is also. How are you, sir? Samir? How are you, Terry?
I'm fine. I was in between. I was aware of. I was kind of in between all these things. Like there was the space.
Good.
There was the body.
So you feel very calm.
There was. Yeah, I was kind of neutral.
Neutral. Good. I'll send you the practice. And Lara, if you can also talk to Terry one day, if you can give her something about her challenges. She is wonderful. So how are you, Tatiana? Is Tatiana there? No. How are you, Samir?
No.
Oh, you are there. Okay. How are you?
Yep, I'm here. Hi. Frankly speaking, today is the first time when I got no place to meditate inside, so I did it in public place. First my experience, and Girish told me months ago that in some days there will be no difference to meditate at home or to meditate outside. That's my first experience. But I would like to say that when we started breathing from tail to crown and back, I lost the place. I found myself inside, but
Good.
I still cannot feel the infinity. I try to imagine. That's not feeling, that's just my imagination that I understand.
Okay.
But today is much more better than it used to be last time.
It used to be, yes. We need regular practice with understanding. And that's a good experience today. How are you, Samir, the last one? And then if you have any question, tell me.
Sir, I was having a lot of pain in my neck, but although I tried to concentrate on your words, and my mind was revolving between your words and my pain, but I am relaxed. Means it is not that I am not relaxed after meditation.
Good.
Pain, but I am relaxed. Means meditation overpowered that pain. I think so.
That is a good phrase. That is definitely. Yeah, that is a good phrase. I remember something in 1932. If you have any question, you ask me. Otherwise, I'll finish in a minute or so. In 1932, there is a, what is that? Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah? We used to read a lot. So that story is written in Encyclopedia Britannica. So Varanasi, which is the oldest city in India, used to be a space, a center of spirituality and discovery. Great scholars and the master used to live there. And that Varanasi was a kingdom. So the qualification to become a king is to reach to the highest state of meditation. That is the background information. Now coming to the interesting part. So he had an appendicitis, it was an acute pain, so doctors were invited from the Britain. It was a British colony at that time, 1932. India became independent in 1947. Anyhow, so 4 doctors came and they asked the king to lie down on the bed. He said, okay. And now anesthesia. King said, how come? Why you are giving me this injection? No anesthesia, you will not feel pain. I said, don't worry. He said, don't worry. Let me go into meditation. After 15 minutes for 1 hour, you can do any damn thing to the body. It is published in Encyclopedia Britannica. And after 15 minutes, doctors were scared. So they just cut something on the thumb and the blood was coming and his body was not at all moving. You'll be surprised. They did appendicitis surgery, they removed it, they stitched it, and after 1.5 hours, he returned to the body again. So don't think that he returned to the body, it means he was out of the body. We normally talk of out of the body experience. He withdrawed in meditation, your mind is totally withdrawn from the body. But keeping that mind, minimum mind for survival. One part of the mind remains, which regulates your physiological functioning, breathing, respiration, brain functioning. But the rest of the mind, that is crazy mind. That is already gone. I just remembered that, Stephen, think of that can we, when we reach to that state of the meditation, nothing affects of the world outside, what to say of the body. Any question that you like to ask? Yes, Terry, question.
Is it different from making yourself unconscious?
No, you remain totally conscious. You remain conscious. If I give anesthesia to your right hand and you see the right hand and I cut your right hand in that state of anesthesia, you see it, you are conscious, blood is coming out, but you don't feel it. You are disconnected. The mind is disconnected from the body. How it can be unconscious? Well, sleep is unconscious. If someone cuts your body, what happens? Instantly you wake up. It is totally different, my friend. It is totally different. It is not